All right, so up next, and to continue our afternoon session, here with us is another prominent speaker who will be talking about Aboitiz InfraCapital's efforts that contribute to the development and improvement of the industrial estates in the Philippines. So the Aboitiz InfraCapital works on projects that have the potential to create a positive impact on the country's economic and social progress. So let's learn more about this from the Vice President for the Inventory Generation Group of Aboitiz InfraCapital Economic Estates, Mr. Jolan Formalejo.
Good afternoon, classmates. How are you? Good. Okay, dear professors, good afternoon, and to all our esteemed guests as well. And thank you to Manila Bulletin for making us part of this meaningful conference. So for today, I'll introduce to you Aboitiz InfraCapital. Then I'll also walk you through inside our economic estates. So these are the estates that houses most of the production plants and that provides hundreds of jobs to our fellow Filipinos. Then I'll talk about the initiatives and programs that we have continuously built upon inside our economic estates. So first, Aboitiz InfraCapital. So this, we are the infrastructure arm of Aboitiz Group. So Aboitiz Group, as we all know, is one of the biggest and most established business conglomerates in the country. It holds major interests in power, banking, food, construction, data science, and land. Next slide, please. And while most of our operations are based in Philippines, we have already expanded as well and established our presence across Asia with these various services. For Aboitiz InfraCapital, which is our company, we focus on the needs of evolving Filipinos. So these are services that's related to economic estates, transport and mobility, digital infrastructure, and water services. So earlier, you heard about our Kuya, the Aboitiz Power. So we are the water, the digital infrastructure, all these towers where all these antennas are connected, the airports, as well as the economic estates. Then for economic estates, we had a 30-year track record already of excellence. So we are present, we have been recognized as the leading developer and operator of industrial anchored mixed-use developments. And our development spans around 1,600 hectares. And it houses around 228 world-class companies, global companies inside the estates, and employs more than 100,000 jobs to our fellow Filipinos. And we are present in 3 locations, in Batangas and 2 in Cebu, which is, in Batangas, it's around 830 hectares. In West Cebu Estate, that's 540, and in Lapu-Lapu, that's around 63 hectares. And inside these developments are not only industrial developments, but also retails, residentials, and also business districts. And our location are all strategically located in areas where we are near to seaports, airports, and areas where we are served with reliable power and water. So that's why our key differentiator is that we capitalize on the group with regards to our collective strength in providing services to these manufacturing facilities. So we have Aboitiz Power that provides energy, then the rest that provides water, construction, housing, smart city technology, and government support. Then here we are proud to say that our efforts has been recognized both locally and abroad. And we are cited as the best industrial developer across Asia. And one of our development in Lima Estate cited as the best industrial development. So that's right here in the Philippines. Also, we have celebrated our achievements towards sustainable development. Here, we were recognized by Property Guru and also PhilGBC and even the ESG Business Summit. We are the only development that's been given 5 stars or world-class rating in terms of sustainable management inside the development that is this big. And also Property Guru, we have been awarded as Best Green Development and citations related to sustainable design and construction. So while we are proud of what we have accomplished, we realize that we have to continuously move forward and elevate everything that we need to elevate the way we do business. And we recognize that to do that and to be competitive with the world, we need to adapt sustainability and smart technology adoptions in everything that we do. And that's why for next slide, sorry, we have partnered with Aboitiz Data Innovations and also Surbana Jurong, which are renowned Singaporean consultants on urban planning and data science, to ensure that we implement an efficient and effective way of rolling out these programs. So in terms of smart city framework that's been established in the company, and all the programs that are attached to it that's related to digitalization, resilience, energy transition, sustainability, livability, and skills are all ongoing and executed seamlessly. And in our quest to be the country's first tech-glomerate, we make sure that all the skills are aligned to the expectation of being a digital company. And for the next slide, and we partnered with universities to make sure that the incoming workforce will be aligned to our expectations, will be aligned to our programs, will be aligned as well with the required skills of all our locators. So here we partner with them in terms of joint research, we partner with them in terms of on-the-job trainings and also curriculum design. And continuous collaboration with the community in terms of CSR activities to make sure that we have a shared progress by doing these annual programs. Then what we do is we make sure that we are at par with the global criteria in terms of sustainable development. And that is why we are in partnership with Philippine Green Building Councils as well as the rest of the green certifications to make sure that whatever we do is recognized globally. For instance, inside the estate, if you have visited Lima, it's an 830-hectare development. 21% of its power is coming from clean energy, which is from geothermal and hydro. And also, our Aboitiz Power serves 19.26 megawatts of clean energy to those locators that are contestable, meaning they use huge demand of power and they can select what power generation they can source. And Aboitiz Power serves them 20 megawatts of clean power. Also, since these are all production plants, we have wide roofs all around these facilities. And there's around 20 megawatts being produced from the rooftop solar alone. So if you drive on top of Lima, it will all be mostly solar panels. Also, inside the estate, we have implemented a smart water network. This I can say is one of the smartest water network in the country. Because of the intelligent systems that's incorporated into the network, our uptime is 99.3%. Also, it saved 30% of operational budgets and also reduced fuel consumption by 20%. Usually, the non-renewable water or those that goes to waste is around 20%. For Lima, it's less than 5% of wastage. So that's how we take care of our precious water resource. Also, right from design and construction, so to all the engineers here, sustainable criteria are already incorporated when we do the terms of reference. So in terms of using natural slope protections through vertiver grass, precast panels, the balanced cut and fill to make sure that there's less fuel consumption throughout the construction cycles, those are all being employed. Those are all being implemented inside. And through this, we have been cited as well several times as best in design and construction. Next slide. Also, all the developments that we do, it capitalizes on the active and passive energy, captivating the use of daylight and natural ventilation in all our developments. So here it's the outlets at Lipa. It's around 9 hectares open mall. And it's been awarded as 5-star as well in terms of Verde certification. And we have developed the first office building. It's been recognized as well as 5 stars and also pre-certified as well certified. So meaning it's right from the design all the way to construction, everything is aligned to the sustainable criteria. Then in Cebu, we have around 12 hectares of mangrove protection. We are to develop a park surrounding it to encourage more people to visit the area. They can bike, they can run, they can jog, or they can invite their family to go around this park. And inside Lima, to minimize our carbon footprint, we have built dormitories inside the development itself. So previously it's not allowed, but we have partnered with the government to allow us to develop these pods. So this way we take care of the health and well-being of all our workers inside. So again, in Lima alone, there's 66,000 workers inside. So buses here, almost 1,000 buses are getting in and out every day. So by having these dormitories, we minimize the buses, and at the same time, we make the employees more productive. They don't have to travel for 2 hours in the morning, another 2 hours in the evening. And at the same time, the locators or the foreign investors has minimized number of sick leaves, etc., because all their workers become more productive and less buses, of course. Next slide, please. Also, inside the business districts, we have invested on walkable paths and bikeable lanes to make sure that as they traverse from one place to other, they just walk or bike. And all our fuel-fed vehicles inside the estates, we replace them. So everything inside is already using electric vehicles. And these are the vehicles that shuttles all the workers once they get into the park, and they are transported to their respective manufacturing facilities. So once you get in Lima, it's totally a different place inside. In Cebu, the West Cebu Estate, this is where we have the heavy industries. So Lima in Batangas and the one in Lapu-Lapu is light to medium industries, but West Cebu is the heavy industry. So here we are this is regarded as the shipbuilding capital of the country. So that ship, that's 10 stories high, and that's almost a half kilometer long. So it's manufactured here in the Philippines. And we are the first to manufacture the fuel-fed bulk carrier. That's going to happen in the Philippines, and a total of 4 vessels are set to be delivered by 2025. So this is just an example on how the rest of our locators also align with us in terms of sustainability efforts. And also in Lima, they also replicate all our programs by all implementing it inside. And what we do is we really encourage them by giving them also recognitions every year with regards to the most sustainable locator inside the estate. Next slide, please. And we are upgrading the command center, making sure that all the sustainable programs being implemented are monitored, accounted, and also the safety of the estates and the proper functioning of the estates are properly taken care of. And we continuously partner with local and national government, including the industry leaders, to promote to elevate our economic estates in the Philippines, and also to promote the country, making it as the preferred investment destination once they choose to expand their business. Because end of the day, we compete with Vietnam, Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand. So if a manufacturer like Epson or Apple wants to expand their business, they will choose among these countries. And that is why we make sure that once they choose to expand, they'll go to Philippines, because we have one of the best economic estates for them to grow their business. So in closing, everything that we do in Aboitiz InfraCapital, it's well positioned to really support the country's growth, And by as we continuously to safeguard the environment, we make sure that all these sustainable programs are part of all our activities, and all these smart adoption technologies are at the forefront and at the heart of everything that we do. So this is to make sure that we always have positive impact, not only to the country, but also to the environment, and of course to the communities wherein we operate. Thank you so much.
Hello. There we go. All right. Thank you very much, Sir Jolan. So, like the previous two speakers, we just have a few questions for you coming from your presentation. So, I guess the first question is, what is the square root? De joke lang. We are not doing any math.
I'm an engineer.
Oh! Nako, baka yung tanong ko pa yung mali. Nako, let's not go there. So, in all seriousness, so now that Aboitiz InfraCapital is definitely part of a growing tech conglomerate, right? A part of the bigger Aboitiz group. What would you say is Aboitiz InfraCapital's biggest contribution to the overall corporate vision?
Yeah, I think it's for Aboitiz InfraCapital, we've been in the forefront of digitalizing all our processes. And by having this digital process and everything that we do, everything is accounted. So meaning in all these sustainable practices, there's true accounting of all the results of all the efforts. And this becomes our inspiration to continuously move forward. And this became a platform as well for the group to emulate and also to implement. And we give highest regards, of course, to the top management, because being a tech conglomerate is really what we need to do. We need to put data science and artificial intelligence in everything that we need to do to be ahead. And I think Aboitiz InfraCapital has played a major part for it. Yeah.
I think connected to that question, and of course, given the topic of AI and artificial intelligence and all that, I'm sure there are still people who have either their doubts or their hesitancies regarding AI and it potentially replacing people. But given also what you mentioned in your presentation, upgrading people's skills is also definitely a high priority for the company. So do you find this contributes to the longevity of service and developing the career paths for the people and employees who work at Aboitiz InfraCapital?
Yeah, that's a strong belief that we have. We develop the skills not only of the employees, but even the university students that are surrounded. We are surrounded by around 25 universities in Batangas, and we partner with them, and we highlight to them the importance of being ahead already in terms of data science and AI, so that they can be at par as well with the requirements of this locator. So as of now, most of the locators are still doing that manual thing, but a lot of the high-tech industries are already transitioning to mechanized systems and automated systems, that all these students will really need to be at that same level once they get employed by these locators. So that's part of the awareness that we're doing, not only for the employees, but also to the future workforce of the estate.
Right, so definitely the importance for the grassroots community, the grassroots, and of course the youth who will eventually be taking over and part of the workforce. All right, so Sir Jolan, just our last question. So for the Lima Estate, which you mentioned towards the end of your presentation, given its distance from Metro Manila, what would you like to highlight in terms of countryside development, and how important is this to decentralize congestion in big cities, like here in Metro Manila?
Yeah, most of our industrial estates are really located far from the urban centers, and one of the reasons is really because this occupies huge tracts of land, and by doing so, we are able to develop the rural areas. For example, the one in Malvar, when we started our development there, is a fourth-class municipality. But because of the development, now it's a first-class municipality, one of the richest municipalities of Batangas. West Cebu Estate, before it started, it's just a small fisherman's village, Balamban, Cebu. Now it's a first-class municipality and now becoming a cityhood. So the way that jobs are being provided and the way that the communities are also educated with regards to sustainable practices once they get inside our estates, this has been very influential in terms of growing this countryside, our countryside developments.
Thank you, Mr. Jolan. We're looking forward to seeing more of more sites like Lima, and of course, eventually growing the infrastructure as part of Aboitiz' plan and for sustainability as well. Ladies and gentlemen, Sir Jolan Formalejo from Aboitiz InfraCapital, thank you very much.